Hello, my dear children. A warm welcome to our channel KCYC. Today we will learn the first poem in English, Life, written by Charlotte Bronte. Charlotte, along with her sisters Emily and Anne, have contributed remarkably to the field of literature. These three sisters belong to one of the most literary families of the 19th century, the Brontes. Charlotte was born in the village in England. She was well known as poetess and novelist. Like many contemporary female writers, she also published her poems and novels under the male pseudonym Currer Bell. Her stories immediately attracted attention for their passion and originality. The poem Life was published in 1846 under Bronte's pen name Currer Bell. Children, you will notice that Charlotte is very optimistic in this poem Life. She has a positive approach towards the life. She worries on the difficulties one faces in life, but at the same time she says that troubles at times are the harbinger of good news. That is, they tell about the positive events that are going to take place in your life. Similarly, she makes it clear to the reader that while the good times remains, we ought to enjoy feeling grateful to the God. This poem Life is divided into 3 stanzas. The first stanza consists of 8 lines. The second one is of 4 lines, whereas the third one, which is the longest stanza, consists of 12 lines. The rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AB, except for the first stanza. The rhyme scheme, you will notice that of the first stanza is AB, CB, as the words rain and dream don't rhyme with each other. Children, you will see that Charlotte Bronte in her poem Life describes that life comes with bad times followed by good times. The poem describes that life is full of sorrowful times and also happy times. She encourages people to see the sunny things that are happy moments in life and roses blooming as they last. She also says that even during times of great adversity, like the death of a loved one, hope, like buoyant golden wings, is the only feeling that will rescue us, and so we should be hopeful all the time. We will now read the poem Life by Charlotte Bronte. Life, believe, is not a dream so dark as sages say. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, oh why lament its fall? Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours flit by. Gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. What though death at times steps in and calls our best away? What though sorrow seems to win over hope a heavy sway? Yet hope again elastic spring, unconquered though she felt, still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to bear us well. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. We have read the poem. Now let us see what the poetess Charlotte Bronte has to say in her poem Life. The first 2 lines of the poem are Life, believe, is not a dream so dark as sages say. The word life at the beginning of the poem itself states the fact that the poem is all about life. The poetess expresses her views about life by saying that life is full of sorrowful times as well as times of happiness. She tells us that always be hopeful in life. According to the poetess, we should believe that life is not a dream so dark as sages say. That is, the life is not always as bad as most of the people believe and say. Always remember that sorrowfulness will be always followed by happy moment. The poetess tells that whenever the sky is covered with dark clouds, there is always a sign of rain. That means the happiness or joy in life will be always followed by the difficult conditions. The next two lines of the poem are: After little morning rain foretells a present day. You will understand, children, that morning rain is used as a metaphor which symbolizes sorrow and despair. The line means that sorrow is often a way to happiness, like morning rain, which is always followed by pleasant day. The meaning of this poem and this line is pretty simple. The poetess Charlotte Bronte says that bad things are always temporary. They will never last for a longer time. We try to face the difficulties and then we come out of the difficulties. And good things invariably follow the difficulties or the bad condition in our life. The poetess encourages us to enjoy the sunny things as they last. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but they are transient all. The poetess here has metaphorically used clouds which stand for darkness in our life. That is the sad situation in our life. Transient means temporary or continuing only for a short period. According to the poetess, transient means short span of life. The poetess in these lines actually means that all human beings have short span of life on earth. After death, no one knows what happens to human soul. There are sorrows and griefs in everyone's life, but we have to always remember that they are not permanent. They are always short-lived and temporary. The last two lines of the first stanza are: If the showers will make the roses bloom, oh why lament its fall? In the first stanza, Bronte lists a series of weather events which are usually perceived or seen as negative and shows why each should in fact be perceived as positive. We have seen clouds which stand for sadness. We have seen rain which also denotes sadness. But the clouds and the rain gives life to the earth. It makes the roses bloom. The roses here are metaphorical and allude generally to good times. The message is firstly that bad times will soon enough give way to good ones, and also that bad times are often necessary precursors to good ones. The second stanza of this poem is: Rapidly, merrily, life's sunny hours fleet by, gratefully, cheerily, enjoy them as they fly. This second stanza is written much more lyrically. It is musical stanza. The words are almost asking to be sung. One can imagine someone dancing, spinning in a circle as they celebrate these phrases. Life, the speaker says, will rapidly and merrily fly by. The hours will pass without notice until suddenly they are gone. The speaker is promoting a way of living in which one appreciates and enjoys each hour that passes by. The third stanza, which is one of the longest stanza in the poem, consisting of 12 lines, begins with, "What though time steps in and calls our best away?" Here, our best refers to our loved ones. The poetess means to draw a picture of hope by stating that even if death takes our loved ones away from us and sadness seems to surround us, defeating all the hope around, we must always be optimistic in our life. In the following 2 lines, the poem elaborates that good things in life overshadow the bad ones. We should believe that tomorrow is another day instead of tomorrow never comes. Life is full of meetings and partings. Positive attitude should always win over the negative aspects in life. Life is full of meetings and partings. In the lines, yet hope again elastic springs, unconquered though she fails. Poetess tells about hope, that hope is elastic and is like the spring season. Elastic in the sense it can bend but never break. It rises like the spring. We know that the spring is the season of happiness, hope, and joy. Hope cannot be conquered by any means. These lines in the poem are more hopeful. She described hope as having elastic springs. Even though she fell in sorrow, she will bounce back up again in hope. The most beautiful lines in the poem Life are, "Still buoyant are her golden wings, still strong to hear us well." The poetess says that though the sorrow and grief have bent her down, she still has a golden wings which are capable of flying even after the fall. Hope is here compared to a bird with golden wings who has fallen but still not defeated. It will soon soar high in the wind, the golden wings of hope. Manfully, fearlessly, the day of trial bear, for gloriously, victoriously can courage quell despair. The last 4 lines of the poem speaks of strength, in which the speaker is promoting living fearlessly and manfully as a strong man would live. She concludes with, when one's day of trial comes, he will be victorious in courage. The trial could be simply one's most challenging day or the end times itself, in which one will be judged by God. No despair can quell the victory one feels when holding on to hope. Nothing can touch it, not even death. Courage can suppress pessimism, and we can emerge victorious despite all obstacles that pull us down if we hold on to hope and courage in our lives. After reading this poem, we can see that the poetess focuses on enjoying life. God has given us one life, and therefore there should be a balance of everything in our life. One should forget the past and live in the present. Keep enjoying life, which is the only way we can be happy and satisfied with ourselves. Life is a poem written by Charlotte Bronte in which she describes that life comes with bad times followed by good times. The poem describes that life is full of sorrowful times and also happy times. She encourages people to see the sunny things and roses blooming as they last. Thank you.